Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here doing an Innistrad Swiss draft. We have a very interesting pack here. Couple options that'll let me do. Burning Vengeance, still have yet to get a chance to do that archetype, and I would very much like to. Um, Other very good picks. I would say actually the strongest pick in this pack has got to be either. I'm thinking it's Civilized Scholar, but it's close with Scab Goliath. Both of these cards are really strong. It's probably a Civilized Scholar. I think Civilized Scholar is just a very, very strong card. I'd be happy to first pick it here, but um, I kind of want my drafts to be a little more interesting, try some more archetypes and stuff like that. I think I'm fine with diving into Burning Vengeance right now and trying to build around that as best I can. I'd like to table this Dream Twist. If I'm going Burning Vengeance, I pretty much need to go blue-red. So that being said, I believe I'm just going to follow it up with a Think Twice. It's a flashback spell that already works with Burning Vengeance. It's definitely the kind of card we're looking for a Burning Vengeance deck. So nothing else standing out in here that I'd like, I don't think. Dissipate would be cool, especially if I get some Delvers. And Butcher's Cleaver is a really strong card, but I think we'll just go with Think Twice. That's cool. Let's try and do a little interesting draft here. Alright. Well, I believe it's just going to be the Geist Flame, as it works with Burning Vengeance. Has flashback. Dream Twist would also be just fine. Stitch Drake is a strong card, and kind of sucks that we have to pass that, but yeah, I think we're just going to try and stick with this Burning Vengeance plan. Hopefully if we go for it early, we can really make it happen. Wow, that's a lot of Dream Twists. I'm going to pick up this, well, I guess the Armored Scab is a little more of this Burning Vengeance. If I had taken that first pack Dream Twist, I could have already had 3 Dream Twists. That is really sick. For like a mill deck or something. It's just fine for Burning Vengeance, but it's like sick for a mill deck. But Armored Scab is definitely something that this deck wants, as it puts cards in our graveyard and helps protect us. I think I'm fine with either picking up an Ancient Grudge or a Runic Repetition. Both of those are good. Fortress Crab's just fine too. I think it's more likely that we'd find some use out of Runic Repetition. I'm not going to need more than one. Yeah, so we'll just take the Runic Repetition, I think. I guess Scourge of Gaia Reach is something I should consider too. I mean, Burning Vengeance or not, I'm going to need some creatures. Actually, now I'm kind of leaning towards the Scourge, just because I feel like I could possibly pick up another Runic Repetition. And honestly, I feel like I'm more likely to play the Scourge than the Runic Repetition anyway. I ideally won't need it. Well, this is sweet. We got a second Burning Vengeance, so we're just going to snap that up now, which is a little bit unfortunate for us because we'd like this Think Twice, this Battleground Geist, and this Civilized Scholar. But I'm not going to complain about going for a strategy and getting 2 of it already. That's very good. Very happy about that. Here, I mean, what pick is, what is this? 7th pick, Falconwrath Noble? That's like unheard of. So I'm going to pick that and possibly even play it. I'm not sure yet. Not likely, but possible. You never know. Here, what do I like? Do I like Apprentice? There's some potential shenanigans I can do with that later, like these Traitorous Bloods with Stitcher's Apprentice is pretty cool. Falconwrath Noble with Stitcher's Apprentice is pretty cool too. So it's nice to just get an early, a cheap creature, and even though it doesn't necessarily do much for our Burning Vengeance plan, it's got a lot of applications that I like. Since I already have the 2 Burning Vengeance, I think I'm just fine with picking up a Dream Twist here. Over the Scab Goliath. Scab Goliath is a better card, hands down, in a vacuum, but Dream Twist has flashback. We can self-mill with it, fill our graveyard more. Here, I think I'm just going to pick up a Dissipate over the Night Revelers. Even though we're gonna want some more creatures. Wow, we're getting all these dream twists. This is sweet. Take another one of those. If we get the third one, wow. Um, I could change this into a mill deck at any point. In fact, I think I can. Wow, and we got the runic repetition. This deck already looks like it has the potential to be a lot of fun. So I can just make a Burning Vengeance mill deck. That would be cool. Mill my opponent. 3 Dream Twists, and we're already in business with that. Now if I just pick up some curses, now that I know that people aren't interested in the Dream Twists, especially, that motivates me to start picking some curses. Even Ghoul Caller's Bell, which works great with Burning Vengeance anyway. So yeah, this plan is going to be really. I think this plan is just fine. I think I watched a Conley draft a few weeks ago. He probably recorded it a couple months ago, but it was a blue-red mill deck, and he had a lot of success with it. It looked like it was a blast to play, so we're on the track to do that now. Okay. Pretty cool looking. Pretty cool looking. We already have 5 flashback spells. Bunch of stuff that fills our graveyard. Feeling pretty good about this. Well, wow, that's kind of cool. Yeah, this is really cool. Um, really difficult pick here. Laboratory Maniac is something that we could definitely use with Self Mill, but now since we already have 3 Dream Twists, I could easily just shape this into a mill my opponent sort of thing. And if I want to do that, I kind of want the Brimstone Volley just because removal is going to be so important. Once again, Scab Goliath, Invisible Stalker, Stitch Drake, Moon Heron, all of these are like phenomenal blue picks. And Occultist too, like all of those I would love to have. Um, but I just don't feel comfortable passing the Brimstone Volley. This is the card that you don't want red black aggro to have ever, and any other people can splash for this so easily. It's so good. Wow, curse. Should I just start going for it? Kind of tempted to. Could also take a second Falcon Wrath Noble, which I'm sure works fine with this strategy as well, as does the Silent Departure with the double Burning Vengeance. But I think because I have triple Dream Twist, I'm just going to be going for the curse strategy and creatures that hold down the fort. Um, yeah, I think I'm just going to shape this into a mill deck. It's been a while. It's a lot of fun. Otherwise, the Silent Departure is fine, but if I'm going to do it, I'm going to need these curses. Hopefully get some more Dream Twists. That would be very, very ridiculous. Interesting choice here. I think it's probably the One-Eyed Scarecrow. If I'm doing mill, this card's just awesome in general, but the mill deck I think is where the One-Eyed Scarecrow really shines, because you don't really want to deal damage to him anyway. You just want to, mill out their library. So One-Eyed Scarecrow is really cool for just letting you sort of sit back. Protects very well. 3 toughness is awesome. If they have a lot of flyers, like makes Interloper a lot less of a risk. Trader's Blood is also worthy of notice because I have a Stitcher's Apprentice. Deadweight would be fine if I wanted to splash for this third color. I'm not sure if I'm going to have to, though, so I think I'm just going to pick up the Scarecrow. Just try and stick out this mill strategy. See if I can make it work. Only have 5 creatures, so I'm not super motivated to take this Rage Thrower. But, and actually I'm probably not even going to play the Noble. I mean, there's a chance I do, but I think there were so many hot blue picks that we might be at risk of not seeing too much more of it. Pariah is probably fine, but I don't know. This is the kind of deck where it's just not with the strategy that we're doing. I guess Rage Thrower isn't really with the strategy we're trying to do either, unfortunately. One or the other. Rage Thrower is stronger, so I guess I'll take that. But right now, I hopefully won't have to play either of these. Riot Devils looks like it's going to be just fine. I'd prefer this to be a one-eyed Scarecrow, but I'll totally accept it being a Riot Devils. For a deck that just wants to sit back and pick our opponents apart, it's definitely something we want to do. I think Harvest Pyre is actually just fine with Burning Vengeance as well. You can just, if I Dream Twist myself or if I get more Armored Scabs and stuff, you can just sort of like cherry pick your graveyard of everything but your flashback spells. It's admittedly not the best interaction, but it's one that's just fine. It's also a piece of removal, so I'm happy taking that. Could take the Shimmering Grotto here, actually, and that would make splashing that Falconwrath Noble a lot more realistic, and then I could actually think about picking up future deadweights or other pieces of removal, anything like that. Paraceline is pretty annoying if I get more curses, but I think Shimmering Grotto is better for us. Oh, that's kind of cool, Kesagulfron. I think we just want another creature here over a second Harvest Pyre. This is the kind of deck that could actually run 2 Harvest Pyres, but I don't have any Ghoul Caller's Bell, so I'm feeling a little less comfortable with it. If I had a Ghoul Caller's Bell, I'd probably pick the Harvest Pyre. But I think Lantern Spirit's going to be fine. Saw 0 Dream Twist this pack. I'm a little bit surprised. Well, we tabled that Selhalf Occultist, so considering we're trying to mill our opponent still, I think that's going to be the pick. Works well with most of our deck. We'll take another Riot Devils. These are very good at holding down the fort. And fine with taking a Traitorous Blood here. Alright, well, now we have a ton of 3-drops. I guess we did splash. We might splash black, I should say. How realistic? I don't have a ton of good... Wait, no. I guess that's wrong. Runic Repetition is... When you have 3 Dream Twists, definitely play Runic Repetition, so I take that back. This card is annoying to go up against for red-black aggro. What do I want to hide here? Probably don't need to run... Probably don't need the Traitorous Blood, and I probably... There's definitely some cards in here I don't need, but let's just see what happens with this third pack before I make any real hard decisions. I don't think we got any flashback spells that pack, unfortunately. But I think we're still looking good. That first pack hooked us up huge, actually. The triple Dream Twist is crazy. Okay. Let's see here. Delver. We definitely... God, we have more than enough instants and sorceries to make this Delver work. But I'm debating if it's more of an Armored Scab sort of build, since I do need defensive creatures. I guess I do have 2 Riot Devils and a Selhalf Occultist, so I'm not like terrible on the defensive front. This guy's actually pretty sweet too. When you have 3 toughness guys, he can be a real lifesaver. But I feel like Delver can get there so easily at this deck, just with the amount. I mean, it doesn't really go with the mill strategy, but just the fact that he's can win on his own on turn 1. No, I think I need to focus, though, and my focus should be on defensive plus our mill. So, Armored Scab it's going to be. Well, it's the end of the Maw of the Hell of the Murder of Crows, and just Murder of Crows is ridiculously strong, so I'm going to take that. Sensory Deprivation would be just fine for our strategy too, but there's just not a chance that I can pass Murder of Crows. Even if I am a mill strategy, Murder of Crows is so strong where it just comes in and can win the game. Alright, well we got our Dream Twist, so even though it tabled last time, I'm just going to make sure that we get that now. Just because I really would love to have more than 4 Dream Twists, so wow. Alright, number 5 it is. Now that we're at 5, this is getting silly. I feel way better. I feel much more comfortable now. That we're up to 5 Dream Twists. If we could make it 6, that would be out of control, especially with a Runic Repetition. So we are hardcore mill strategy, and the fact that we have double Burning Vengeance makes that just a lot more pretty too. So it's like nuking their library and hooking our Burning Vengeance up with value, so that's just really cool how that's going to work, I think. Mirror Mad Phantasm, that's sweet too. That's an awesome potential finisher. How much removal do I have? Geist Flame, Harvest Pyre, Brimstone, Double Burning Vengeance are kind of removal too. It's kind of tough. Mirror Mad is definitely better in a vacuum. It could also fill my graveyard full of Dream Twist to finish my opponent off. That's tough. I think I actually just want the Sensory Deprivation, though. This is like the perfect deck for Sensory Deprivation. Wow, we could get a second Runic Repetition, but I think we're just going to get the second Curse. That'll, just for consistency's sake, I think that'll be a little bit better. I mean, which one am I more likely to table? I don't think either, honestly. I guess there's actually a chance that we table one of them, but I don't know which one I'm more likely to table. I mean, Runic Repetition works a lot better for the... God, this is actually really difficult. Runic Repetition is like now like a sort of staple of the blue-green mill deck, and Curse of the Bloody Tome really only works for the Mill Your Opponent deck. So I think considering I have 5 Dream Twists, I actually am going to take the Runic Repetition. I'm more likely to get that Curse back, I think. And if I don't get the Curse back, it's alright, because double Runic Repetition plus 5 Dream Twists is ridiculous in itself. So they're both working towards the same goal. I guess we'll take another Harvest Pyre. Pretty unlikely that... Oh, wow. And another Curse. This is really sick. Really, really sick. I hope I can make this deck work because I have so many good tools. Now's the time to start hating these Paracilines. Those are really annoying to go against when you're this kind of strategy. And we got another Sensory Deprivation. This is sweet. This deck looks really good. Really good. I'm definitely going to be able to do some interesting stuff with this. I mean, the really nice thing about Innistrad is there's a lot of self-mill strategy, and anybody who goes self-mill against us, I feel like is just going to get destroyed by 5 Dream Twists plus 2 Runic Repetitions. And this Ghoul Caller's Bell, which we're absolutely playing. Works great with Burning Vengeance, and works great for the kind of mill that we have. God, we're just getting hooked up late here, too. We didn't even have a 4-drop, and Fortress Crab is like the 4-drop for the mill deck. I'm fine with taking another Ashmouth Hound, actually. Even though this is, much better in an aggro deck, it totally can be played defensively, too. I'm not going to play that Curse, though. That's not exactly what we're looking for. A lot of stuff going on in this deck, but I'm sure I can narrow this down, so I will see you in a second. This deck turned out to be a little more difficult to make than I initially thought it was going to be. We ended up having a ton of good playables, so I'm not main decking the 2 Riot Devils or the One-Eyed Scarecrow. I decided to do the Fortress Crab over the Scarecrow because I felt like the 6 toughness was going to be a little more important, at least main deck. I feel like this guy's easily substituted for him if my opponent has a ton of flyers. But, yeah, I mean, this deck looks sick. I decided to run 16 lands because I don't know if you noticed, but like most of our deck is 1 mana. It's just Dream Twisting our opponent and depriving their early creatures of dealing us damage, and we pretty much top out at 3. We have 2 spells that are 4 and 5. I feel like we could easily win the game at 3 mana. The only reason I left the Stitcher's Apprentice in there is because it works well with the Occultist and the Murder of Crows. I like how that works. And if you ever get a Homunculus, it's like an infinite blocker sort of thing. If you get a Homunculus out in the field, so I kind of like how that works too. Yeah, I mean this deck looks crazy good, so I hope it plays as good as it looks. We have, I believe, 7 targets for the Burning Vengeance, 7 flashback spells, the 5 Dream Twist, the Geist Flame, and then the Think Twice. And it's more like 9 because the double Runic Repetition. So Runic Repetition, Burning Vengeance work awesome together too. Yeah, this deck looks like it's going to be a blast to play, even if I don't, uh, if I get bad draws or something and don't do that good. This looks like it's just my kind of deck for having a good time in a Swiss draft. So I'm excited to play this, and I'll see you round one.